Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm Paradoxic, and welcome back to Supergirl, this time on Season 5, Episode 18, titled The Missing Link. Last time we had Episode 17, which was Deus Lex Machina, a very, very Lex-centric episode, and directed by Melissa herself. And it showed us, what Lex's rise back to power was like post-crisis. I think as soon as we jumped into post-crisis, we saw what the visible changes were, especially for Supergirl, the DEO being a Luthor Corps subsidiary, so Lex actually being, mainly Lex, but I think also Lex / Lena kind of being owners of the DEO, so that was that. So then, Supergirl actively being his employee pretty much, and then she had to leave because of that, and then I think Alex had to leave because of all the stuff that was happening on that front. But we saw exactly what happened with him. So he right off the bat he re-recruited Eve. Same old kind of leverage and stuff over her, but I think did this one, her storyline was somewhat different. I don't know how old she was when she was first taken by Leviathan, but in this one, Leviathan approached her first, and then she said no initially. Then they killed her dad, and then, to save her mother, she said yes to her. So yeah, that happened. So ever since then, she'd been killing for them and spying for them and stuff like that. So then Lex found out about this, and he recruited her, and then he hired ex-Mossad agents to wait outside her house and kill her on his orders if she ever betrayed him. And then hired her to tricked her into killing Jeremiah Danvers, saying that he was the one that Leviathan originally hired to kill her father. So she was the one responsible for his death. She poisoned him. And then said that, if she ever betrayed him, he'd release that, he'd pass it on to Supergirl, and then Supergirl would probably try and kill her. So stuff's not going well for Eve. Stuff's not going well for Eve this season. And we haven't really seen that much of her post-crisis, so this is like a very, very big jump back into what she's doing and stuff. So yeah, she's just under his thumb. I mean, the episode itself took place over the span of a good enough amount of time, like a good few months, but then, it all being compressed into one episode, it's just you can't help but feel like stuff went south for Eve so quickly. But yeah, so she's now still working for Lex, but under blackmail and leverage and death threats and whatnot. So she only has her mother left, and if she betrays him, she loses her mother, and she probably loses her life too, because Lex will pass on the footage. So not easy stuff. But yeah, she isn't the only one he's manipulated. He manipulated Supergirl and Lena too. A Supercorps reunion was on the horizon. It was very much on the horizon. She went to Kara at Catco and gave her a book, a therapeutic book and stuff, to help her get over her grief of losing Jeremiah. And Lex saw this, and then he figured, I'll release the Sun Eater, and then convince Brainy to convince Supergirl to go with Myriad, and then she'll see her using that, and then call her a hypocrite, and then their relationship will come tumbling down once again. So Lex, we can't have anything nice because of Lex. Lex is the key to all of this. Just take him out of the equation, everyone's happier. The sun will literally shine, the day that Lex is taken out of the equation. So he's the reason we can't have anything nice anymore. But yeah, so it was a very, very short-lived reunion. 1 minute they're actually talking somewhat. 1 minute they're actually talking, and then the next minute, as soon as Lex opposes it, he manipulates things just a little bit, just enough to turn things into shit. So yeah, that was that. We saw Gamemne, or Gamane as they're now calling her. I remember Rama Khan calling her Gamemne in his final episode, and we haven't seen him since, but Gamemne, I'm pretty sure that's what he is, but now they're calling her Gamane, or Gemma Cooper, that's her human name. But yeah, we saw her true form. She threatened Lex, and she has been warned about Supergirl's power by Lex, and he warned her many super celestial beings have tried to kill her, and many have failed, and she's like, what, I won't, I'm Gamma, so I won't. But yeah, I think she's somewhat technological. She looks like a robot being, she has red eyes and metallic skin almost and stuff, and can't tell if she's techno-organic because of the human stuff, or if the human skin is actually just her camouflage and whatnot. I mean, it would make sense, but yeah, but she's the goddess of technology and all that jazz, so Obsidian is her weapon. But yeah, I think we had the Sun Eater. We had thingy, Ms. Martian, McGann, coming back to help out with the Sun Eater. That was a kind of short-lived return, but it was cool to see nonetheless. And she had her own suit as well, her own Martian suit. But her and Supergirl and Jean worked together to take down the Sun Eater. So that worked. But yeah, it was a fun episode. I think it was like I think we aren't really getting that much of like Lena anymore. I feel like, you know, some of the characters don't really seem to be getting as much screen time post Crisis. And I think last episode, as interesting as it was to see Lex, you know, like a Lex centric episode, as interesting as it was to see, I mean, you could guess what he did. He's a master manipulator. He's, you know, like a villain of the highest order. So, you know, you could guess what he did, but I think it's still nice to see exactly how many strings he pulled. And he even has a contact at the NSA, the one that gave William the name and stuff of Richard Bates. So he has people everywhere in high places and low places and all the places that matter. So it's cool to see, but I think it's going post-Crisis, we are seeing less and less of some characters, so that's not ideal for a show like this, but I don't know, we'll see how things progress and how characters themselves progress too, but yeah, that's pretty much all I have from the last one, so episode 18, The Missing Link. Let's go.
Let us thank Lena Luthor for freeing us from rage and for bringing us
Yes,
peace.
all hail the Queen, all hail the Queen.
Namaste.
No, don't do no harm. Does he not have Non Nocere in him? Oh, his pupils are all black. His pupils are going all black.
Is that our invitation to the Leviathan ship? I really have to put a bell on you. But I'm close. I think.
Ding, ding, ding. Brainiac here.
Jean is out scanning for any other signs of Leviathan right now.
We don't even know if their headquarters are in National City on this Earth.
Well,
I love this. I love this.
I'll stay here. See if I can't dream Leviathan's new headquarters.
Good. Oh look,
We don't see much or neuromancy from her anymore. Yeah.
I turned the sun red. I think we can fix one broken inmate.
That's all they are to you in the end, isn't it? Broken inmates, broken people.
Where there's only peace.
You must be Alex.
Kelly
couldn't stop
The real P, Bob.
Oh, hey, thanks so much for meeting with us.
Bob Newby, superhero.
Cara Danvers, my sister.
We're Midvale, born and raised.
Yep.
Although right now I feel a little like Eliza Doolittle. The rain in Spain stays mainly in the
Tone it down. Let's tone that down.
Occupational hazard.
This was stolen from us years ago.
What is it?
Found it just wasting away in a chilly place that you know quite well.
In the fortress.
You came to gloat.
Something stolen from the fortress.
A second chance. You know what this weapon is, so you know what it needs.
Is it Myriad? No, it can't be Myriad. It was stolen from them
For me
and put in the fortress. What was stolen from them?
this time.
All of my requests were completely denied, which is strange because I've been in that room many times. I think it stopped when I mentioned the word Leviathan.
Yeah, Gomemni must have it
Must have struck
blocked.
a nerve.
Yeah, it's been
And in my
blocked.
experience,
Are you with me?
Yeah.
Lead the way.
Oh shit, they're being watched.
Are you feeling okay after what happened in the elevator?
Oh, hell no. Oh, he's not the... Oh, Klaus isn't the only person. No, Klaus isn't the only person. This guy's thingy is in overdrive too. And his... Oh, it's spreading. It's spreading. Oh, jeez.
Oh, yeah, it's a little unconventional. I know. Wearing this face, but I like it like this.
It's
Just
neat.
as much John Jones does.
we're finally on the path to peace because of him.
Great. Malefic did some good.
Because of you.
Can we get Mr. and Ms. Martian? Can we get Mr. and Ms. Martian?
It's just how she works.
She naps. She works best when she's napping. Oh, that's adorable. Yeah, that's Rama Khan. That has to be. No, it's not Rama Khan. It's Brainy. She's in the watchtower. Oregon Geological Monitoring Station.
Gotcha. Crack. Just kidding.
Did he really just say crack?
Chef Emil would.
It's my sister's cat. He got out again. I gotta go.
I'll come with you. Cats love me for some reason.
Of course they do.
That is such an Oliver Queen style escape route. Just making up BS on the spot.
Should we provide backup?
Yes. 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 Absolutely. Go help out your super friends.
I think I can fix it.
Oh, damn. Lex actually saved him. He actually helped him. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, and now you've triggered them all after you. Oh, geez. You see, you could have just pulled him off of him and then ran. Instead, you had to actually use a human shield and trigger other people. Jesus. Oh. Oh, no. Yeah, they're being watched, though. Oh, damn. Oh, no, 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 no. He's shooting. Oh, oh, nice. That's a lot of bullets. Must be a big magazine.
Did you call me when you found Rama Khan's location? Did you?
Fair point.
All right, let's see who you are, employee 873.
Madame Tesmarker. Mm-hmm.
And if she's still who I think she is, this is bad news.
Yeah. Well, in this life, she's bad because she was manipulated by Lex to be so. So, yeah.
Did he just say Luther?
Yeah. There's some secret shit going on here. Oh, he's taking this stuff into his own hands. Oh, no. No, Brainy, no! Oh, he let himself be captured. Oh, no! Why? Oh, God, what's here that he wants? Oh, jeez, oh. Oh, God, it's reflecting off. The kryptonite! Is that kryptonite? That's kryptonite! Oh, there was a kryptonite reserve in the DEO all along. This is how this freaking show started off. Oh, so that was still there. Oh, you know what? With it being a Luther Core subsidiary, makes so much more sense. Makes so much more sense. Oh, okay. It's like a shut down the Q waves.
I feel like I used to feel. Peace. It's all gone.
Oh, so shut down the Non Nocere. Okay. What are they gonna do with that? What can they do with that? Oh God, Kara. Oh God, Dreamer. Oh, he's going bridal style with that. Oh, he's flying her away. He's visioning. He's pulling a vision. Did he just... He destroyed the DEO! He just destroyed the DEO! Holy crap.
What was that language? And what did Lex Luthor have to do with it?
Yeah, she could translate words, Brainy. She's not stupid.
I can't.
No, it's still not gonna happen. Still not gonna happen.
Non Nocere is dead.
If we just take our rightful place as humanity's saviors.
Saviors.
Now Lena sees the ego coming in. Now Lena sees it. Yeah.
Knew my plan wouldn't work, that it was doomed. You were counting on it.
How dare you! I gave you the world, everything.
Hey! No, you do not yell at Lena. No.
Nothing. I set aside my own goals for you.
No, you didn't.
To know that my way was the
Only way.
I really want to jab this in his eye right now.
You're a monster.
Of the coldest kind.
And that doesn't mean I have to be one too.
Yes! Yes! That is the Lena I know. That is the Lena Luthor I know. Yeah. Finally seeing the light. Finally.
We've lost the DEO, we've lost Brainy. Has kryptonite, and without Lena.
That's the one tie point of redemption that we can get from Lena this series. That's the one point of redemption. Mr. and Miss Martian! There we go.
What do you mean, like wear a mask?
Worked for my brother.
Wouldn't hurt.
If you're gonna be a vigilante, you might as well go all the way.
Yeah. Get a suit again, you know. Get a moniker, a name.
Prisoners back in their cells.
burn it.
He's gonna blow up the prison? He wants them to blow up the prison? Are you serious?
See you tomorrow.
Oh God, oh Christ. Yeah, there it comes. Oh, Eve. Oh God, Will, be careful. No, oh God, she sees you. No, she's gonna whoop his ass, isn't she? She's gonna whoop his ass to 5 different states and back. Oh, crap. No, just kidnapping him. Kidnapping. Lena. Oh, another reunion. Another reunion. Okay.
Blind to what I was really doing. To what I'd become. You were right. This whole time I became a villain. And now Lex is working with Leviathan, and they are going to use Obsidian to do something terrible.
Please believe her, Kara, please, come on.
I didn't know I was helping them, but I did, and now I want to help stop them, so...
Yeah, allow her to rectify her mistakes.
Please.
Come on, give her that chance.
I want to help stop Lex and Leviathan.
Please say yes, Kara, please say yes, Kara, please say yes.
So.
Okay, oh god, okay. Oh my god. Best ending they could have possibly given us. Best ending, oh god. To think how much time it took us to get to this point, how much sidelining and side plotting and villainizing and, you know, like, just, you know, just covering up and all that stuff. Just think how long it took us to get to this point. Oh, the one episode to make this fandom happy. The one episode. Oh, finally. Ugh. Oh god, like that scene alone of Lena like actually finally breaking free of Lex's monstrosity, her finally just opening up her eyes and being like, you know, you're a monster, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna be one. That's basically the translation, you know, Luther may be in my name, but it sure as hell ain't in my blood. She's Lena before she's I don't know what her actual birth surname, I think Lena Kieran Luthor. Her middle name is Kieran, but I don't know what her her maiden name is. I don't know. But regardless, she's nothing like her adopted mother or her adopted brother. She's her own person. It took her a while. Again, I think what's important is that they didn't just push it aside as her being, like, you know, like, just another simple victim. Like, she fully acknowledged that, you know, what she did was wrong. Like, she fully acknowledged it, and she fully acknowledged that, you know, she was... Looking back, she can very, very clearly see that she was operating from a place of pain and instead of logic, and she was thinking about that. And to start off with, that was her entire goal. That was her end game, to actually remove pain from the human mind and the ability to cause pain and the ability to, you know, act on pain, like that kind of thing. Like, you know, looking back, she can see that's what it was. But now, you know, in terms of Non Nocere, she could see that, you know, it was flawed because pain is a part of human nature. So to take that out is to try and redefine what it means to be human as a whole, like that kind of mentality, that kind of evolutionary standpoint. So, you know, from a scientific standpoint, she knows, but also from a moral standpoint, she also knows. Like, she knows that, you know, it was wrong to do that, and she thought she had the best perspective on it because she was, again, in a place of severe pain. But now she knows that, you know, like, instead of using that pain to better herself, she tried to use it to get rid of pain as a whole. But pain is what makes you human. Pain pushes you forward. It's pretty much like a core tenet of superhero origin. Like, you know, you know, get thrust into traumatic situations and you come out the other end the hero or the stronger person. So, yeah, but damn. Oh, God. The Lena Kara stuff is finally... Actually, like, the writers actually finally, you know, acknowledge that stuff instead of sidelining it, being like, you know, oh, well, this is where they're at now, so let's just put some other stuff in the middle of it and be like, you know what, well, they're both pissed off at each other, so, you know, it's not going to work right now. But no, now they finally go like, no, Lena actually needs to go to Kara, apologize, acknowledge where she came from. Kara needs to listen to Lena and actually see things from her standpoint. So now, I mean, I could tell you from the facial expression of Kara's alone, like, I thought, you know, because she had tears in her eyes, she looked like, you know, like pissed off and just, you know, exhausted with this stuff. I thought she was just gonna. I genuinely thought for a second, I was afraid that, you know, she was just gonna kick her out and be like, no, you had your chance and you blew it. But no, she actually did pull out a chair. They're willing to be civilized adults about this, and they're gonna actually talk things over. So Yeah, but that I think that line, that first line of her after Lex just screaming abuse at her and just hurling abuse at her, like that scene, those few seconds of Lena finally opening up her eyes and just just fighting back against that was my first hint that okay, yeah, we're gonna get some Lena redemption at this point. We're gonna get some Lena redemption. She's gonna go back. She's gonna scrap Non Nocere. She's gonna actually self-evaluate for once, and she's gonna try and make things better. That was my first hint, and then the ending, again, best ending they could have had for this episode. Finally, just them two actually finally confronting each other on a kind of equal kind of standpoint, and just going through with this stuff. So yeah, best ending they could have had, but yeah, I think the Non Nocere stuff, I think it was good to finally see that Lex never properly had any like he knew how to do it. That's all he ever did. Like he assured her that he would help her get it to work in safer ways and in quicker ways, but he never said it would actually last. Like, it worked to start off with, but he never guaranteed he would make it last. And he even said, he knew, not only did he know it would fail, but he needed Lena to see it would fail, but he just needed that time with Lena to try and coax her into more of a partnership with him and keep her and Supergirl apart, or keep her and Kara apart. So to see that stuff finally uncovered, and yeah, again, in this episode, Lex is really just revealed to be the dickwad that he actually is at heart, the egotistical, self-obsessed dickwad that he is. So it's good that he finally gets to show those true colours off. And Lena finally breaks through. I cannot tell you how happy I am that final scene of Lena and Lex, like her finally walking away from him, and finally once again just being able to acknowledge that it's what happened. So like the moment he goes off the rails, the moment he gets too far ahead of himself, being like we can't do this with Non Nocere, like the humanity needs a Luthor to lead it, someone like me, someone who's got money and resources and reach and stuff like that, and someone who knows that the best thing for humanity to do is to be sheep to the shepherd and stuff like that. Like, as soon as those words come flying out, Lena finally puts 2 and 2 and 4 and 4 together and finally figures everything out, and then that brings out the truth in her eyes. So that was cool to see. But yeah, that final scene of and Katie just masterfully pulling it off, actually finally being able to acknowledge Lena's pain from a truer, more direct standpoint with Kara as well, like being like, I think I am very much anticipating a much deeper and longer kind of conversation being shown between her and Kara, them actually talking about the stuff that went wrong between them and actually using that. I mean, I'd much rather that not be an off-screen thing. I'd much rather we not jump straight into teamwork. I'd much rather actually show them talking to each other and showing off how healthy a conversation like that can be, and actually them still telling each other any other secrets they've got left, any other stuff, and actually reforging their bonds. I'd much rather see it that actually being fleshed out on screen than it just being something that they reassure us happened whilst they go back to defeating Leviathan. Leviathan came back in full force this episode, but we've seen Leviathan back this episod. Next episode, like a good enough portion of it should be Lena and Kara actually sorting stuff out again, and getting their stuff back together. So yeah, but this was a good start. This is definitely a good start. Post-crisis, it took us almost too long. I'm going to be generous. I'm going to say it took almost too long for this stuff to get back together, but they brought it back. So that final scene alone was, again, it was a great introduction. I think it was the smartest decision to end it off that way. Like, did they end it off that way so we know we're on the start of a new path. We're on the beginning of a new path that Lena and Kara are gonna take together, and they're actually gonna work on fixing things back up again. And not just for the sake of defeating Lex and Leviathan, not just for that. I mean, she realized that that's the end goal here. The bigger villains here are Lex and Leviathan being paired up, but overall, for Lex and Lena, like for Lena and Kara, like for them two as two individual people spending time together, they need to rebuild that stuff. So not just for the sake of okay, so the real villains were these guys all along, so we need to band together to them. But no, like for them to, superhero stuff aside, for them two being two people, they need to get their stuff sorted out and actually get back together. So Yeah, again, just a great ending, just a great ending. So I know how many people were awaiting. Well, it was a long-awaited ending, a long-awaited just aspect of it. Not even as an ending, but it was just a long-awaited kind of like writing point for them to actually delve into. Like they put it off for so long, and they just sidelined other characters, and they actually shoved in so many other side plots. But now they can actually get back to actually building this stuff again and again. Season 5, I'd say like for a lot of the Arrowverse shows, like their current seasons were kind of somewhat shadowed by Crisis, but then post Crisis, I think it needed to be a good enough mix of actually showing where the individual stories are at now, as well as how much of the world and how much of their world is changed post Crisis. So now I think this isn't even post. This isn't even Crisis. This is like just Lena and Kara stuff that's been going on since like season 2. So yeah. But it's good to see that they're finally, on the verge of fixing things back up again. So that's cool. That is very, very cool. But yeah, Lex just, what about Lex just, he deliberately sabotaged so many things, like not just this episode either, just, over the course of the past few episodes, he's been deliberately sabotaging so many things and pulling strings and taking risks that put other people in danger and absolve him of any kind of damage. But yeah, that scene of him just screaming at Lena pissed me off. Like that, no, you do not scream at Lena Luthor after everything she's been through in life. You do not scream at Lena, and he's one of the main culprits of her history of abuse. He's one of the main culprits of it. So him going that extra mile just made me want to jab my pen in his eye, or eyes, both of them. Just gouge them both. He doesn't deserve to see the world that Lena and Kara are gonna create together. But yeah, no, he destroyed the prison too. He blew up the prison. So like, they shut down Non Nocere. They should Lena released a massive wave of Q waves, and that shut down Non Nocere. And Steve himself. Steve is dead now. Steve is dead. I think he's still in the prison. So he was dead. But after Non Nocere was shut down, the prisons went back to being their old abusive and pain-filled selves. So Lex saw no use in them anymore. So he just told them to blow up the prison. So that happened. But he manipulated the whole thing with Rama Khan, and the weapon stolen from Leviathan. The weapon was originally stolen from Leviathan. They said it was stolen from them and stored in the fortress. So then Lex, we saw the end of the episode last time. Lex managed to find his way into the fortress from the Transrat portal, and then he presumably stole it back for them. But then what the weapon was, I don't know, because I think. I don't know if it could have been Rama Khan's stuff, because he had that to begin with. He had his stuff to begin with. So I don't think it was that. But I think they still mentioned it towards the end of this episode. So I assume they have. I think that's what they need the kryptonite for. I think the kryptonite, he didn't put it in his stuff, and he stole the kryptonite. So there was still a stash of kryptonite at the DEO, which now that in this new timeline, like in the last one, it was just it was Jean taking precautions. It was John taking precautions. He said he would never use it to harm Supergirl, and that was the whole point of that was the whole backstory of the tension between him and Superman. But then I think they got rid of that pre-crisis, but then post-crisis, it makes so much more sense now. Post-crisis, since the DEO was a Luthor Corps subsidiary, Lex himself would have either gone off the record or on the record or whatever. He would have made sure that they had a stash of kryptonite there, and he would have been more adamant about them needing precautions in case Supergirl went bad. He would have been much more adamant than John would have. John, made a point to say that he would never have used it against Supergirl. He would, it was just a precaution. But with Lex, he would say that it's a precaution, but in the most sinister way possible. He would make a point to say that he would happily threaten Supergirl. With or without her making mistakes, he would happily threaten her, being like, oh no, I know you've been like a model employee of the DEO up until now, but if you do try anything, just remember I've got the good old green stuff up there, so be careful how you operate around here. But yeah, so Rama Khan stole the all the kryptonite, pretty much all of it, and he used his wind powers to fly away. But then he destroyed the DEO is destroyed. See, like. I forget that how I never really acknowledged how big the DEO actually is, how tall of a building it is. Like it's basically, it's somewhat like a skyscraper. It's basically a skyscraper. Like, it has a balcony, and like, we've never seen anyone going up the floor. We've never seen the front entrance besides from the balcony. We've never seen the front door. Like, everyone just comes up and down through elevators. But Supergirl, like, people who can fly, land on the balcony, and then they come in. So I've like, because we've never seen like a ground floor to the place. I never truly acknowledged like the fact that it's an actual tall building with other places and other floors and stuff. So seeing it from the outside, actually it crashing down with the debris and everything was just surprising. But yeah, they destroyed the DEO. The DEO's actually gone. So yeah, I mean, the only people we had like that we knew of that were working there was Brainy. Like Nia, I think she was at the Watchtower. Supergirl, kind of somewhat at the DEO. I mean, we haven't really seen much cooperation between them since Brainy cut ties off and all that stuff. So, you know, we saw less and less of them working at the DEO and working with the DEO since all that stuff happened. So it made sense. But yeah, the DEO is destroyed. No more DEO. But now we have a Watchtower. So, I mean, because we have a Watchtower, I feel that much less, like, grief for the DEO because we already have a Watchtower and almost everyone left the DEO anyway. Like, it was, again, it was literally just only Brainy there, like, mainly. So, you know, the DEO being gone, I mean, he's probably not going to jump into the Watchtower anytime soon because his friends are there and his friends are the one he's currently, you know, breaking trust with. So he's probably not going to be able to jump in there anytime soon. But because the Watchtower's there, I feel that much less kind of grief for the DEO. But yeah, so that stuff was stolen. So I'm assuming the weapon that they have now, I think it can't be the staff because it was too it was too hyped up to be the staff. The staff was something that Rama Khan already had in his possession, so you know it couldn't have been the staff. So it had to be something connected to the kryptonite. I don't think he can use the staff with the kryptonite, so it has to be something. I mean, with the kryptonite, there, I'm thinking it's likely something similar to Myriad. I'm wondering. It's likely something similar to Myriad, but it can't be Myriad. I was thinking at first, could it be Myriad? Like, because if it's kryptonite, it has to be. I'm thinking something dispersal, like some kind of dispersal technology. But it can't be Myriad because to my knowledge, that is Kryptonian. To my knowledge, that is Kryptonian tech. So it can't. So whatever weapon that they have back now was stolen from them initially, and then stored in the fortress when when the supers came to Earth, and then now Lex stole it back for them. So whatever it is has to do with kryptonite. And the planet they're from, I can't remember what the name of it is, but the planet they're from is actually a sister planet to Krypton. It's from the same constellation, so it's a sister planet to Krypton and Daxam and all that. So yeah, so it should be able to work with those same kind of minerals and whatnot. So yeah, so whatever weapon they have, it works with kryptonite. So I'm guessing something dispersal related, but that's probably going to be the next phase of their plan. But yeah, seeing Rama Khan back, that was pretty cool. We haven't really seen him since post Crisis. I think, you know, his final episode was the story finale just before Crisis. So seeing him back now was pretty cool. What else? Stuff like that. P returned. Sean Astin's P returned. That was cool. I think seeing him, yeah, he wasn't really Malefic anymore. I think he was definitely alive. I couldn't remember if he was actually alive. Like if because the first we saw of him, it wasn't even him. It was Malefic pretending to be him. So I couldn't tell if the original P was alive or if he was a friend that Kelly mentioned that she lost or something. But no, he's very much alive, and Sean Astin returns as Sean Astin. So it was cool to see him then. Him and Alex were investigating the Leviathan until they were ambushed. I'm pretty sure that was Eve. That must have been Eve. That it must have been Eve who blocked it as well, because he said as soon as he mentioned Leviathan at that desk, he was blocked. Like they wouldn't take any more questions. So pretty sure. I don't know if it was like referring to a person or a computer. I assumed it was going to be a computer, because if he said he couldn't get past it, then I thought probably like Gamemni saying that she just making sure she blocked any kind of reference to that particular term. But if it was a person, I'm willing to bet it was Eve. And then as soon as she finds out that someone's asking about Leviathan, she tracks them back, she follows him back, keeps an eye on him and Alex, and then as soon as they get to the door, she just unleashes the bullets. And she works with silenced pistols. It's how she took out James, or tried to take out James in the last season. So she works best with silenced pistols. So she ambushed them with a shit ton of bullets. And then in the end, she even managed to kidnap William. I thought she was gonna actually, be like a masked vigilante. Like she tricked him around the bend, and I thought, as soon as she pops up again, she's gonna be like a masked vigilante, just, delivering kicks and punches and everything, and leaving him a bruised and battered mess. But no, she just kidnaps him. So I think he's gonna be either in Lex's custody or in Leviathan's custody. Yeah, maybe either one of the two, or maybe just her custody. And like she's gonna tell Lex that she has him in their custody, but she's gonna keep him for herself in like a warehouse or something, and just keep him captive. But yeah, I thought he was gonna get his ass whooped. But I mean, I wasn't hoping for it. I thought, okay, that's the way this stuff is going. He's actually gonna get beaten up by Eve. But no, she just kidnapped. I mean, she might still torture him. She might still punch him for torture him for answers and stuff and for information. But how long he's gonna last in that, I don't know. But she's kidnapped him. She has kidnapped him. So that was that. What else? Brainy was close to breaking. I feel especially in the beginning of the episode, I feel like Brainy was especially close to breaking. He had less and less trust over he's like, oh, I'm a 12th level intellect. I'm a 12th level intellect. Did you really think I wouldn't just connect these dots sooner or later? Like, yeah, you say you're a 12th level intellect, but you still manage to actually make the choice more than anything to trust Lex. Like, sure, you were told it by your alternate universe selves, but you claim to be able to figure all this stuff out. Like, so again, what do you then do with that information? Like, okay, you put this stuff together, you realize time and time again Lex manipulated this and that to make sure that stuff happened, and by doing so he put lives in danger, as is the way of Lex Luthor. But then once you figure all the stuff out, all you ever do is confront him. He reassures you it's for the greater good, and feeds you a shit ton of Lex Luthor style logic, and then you still go on your merry way. You still end up trusting him. You still end up keeping stuff from him and stuff like that. So saying you're a 12th level intellect and then just still going forward, it's not really like a keen presentation of how you actually approach things with that kind of logic. So yeah, but we had Nia confronting him as well. And she even made a point of saying, like, all this time you've pushed us away, but then, come to us when you needed it. So that's not really something that you can do with us anymore. So you need to tell us now what's happening, or, next time we might just not decide to help you or something. But I mean, I figured in that scene, he would just not do anything at all. He just wasn't going to come forward with it. He wasn't going to say anything. So yeah, that makes sense. But in the end, he still couldn't tell her. And she had like a vision of him all like hulking out and stuff, and him playing with Rama Khan cards. And he speaks the language. He speaks the language of Leviathan. Like, and he read, like, he tried to partner up with them. He tried to partner with them. He said, give us the invitation to your secret base and your secret, Saturday night parties, and I'll release you. But no, Rama Khan wanted to be there. Rama Khan wanted to be at the DEO because he had the knowledge that the kryptonite was being stashed at the DEO. So that's what he wanted all along. Mizra and Ms. Martian. Yeah, McGann stuck around. I didn't anticipate that. I thought her appearance was literally going to be a one-off from the last episode because of the Sunny stuff, but she actually stuck around. And offered to help out with the Leviathan stuff, which was cool. But yeah, her and John got back to this. She has her own suit now. Like, I think last time we saw her on Mars, she was wearing like resistance robes and whatnot, but now she actually has her own Ms. Martian suit and everything. So, her and John, they still transform from time to time to their, Martian selves. And I think she's a white Martian. She is a white Martian, but I think she can also transform into a green Martian. But for this one, she, remained in her green Martian self, which is absolutely fine. They worked well together. They actually stuck well together, and by the end of the episode, they had that scene in the middle of Nia's napping, where they actually evaluate each other. They actually recognize that they've come a long way from when they last met. Like, she was a member of the resistance and fighting for peace, and now she's got it. And now even John was having trouble with his father's death and actually finding out who he was, and they both moved on from that. They both found their place in the galaxy and in the universe and stuff, in the solar system. So they're both different, more confident people now. So now, if the writers called for it, they could be together. But they did have that kiss. Their final scene was a kiss. So, Mr. and Ms. Martian could be happening. I think yeah, before we kickstart any new romances, I'm not against it, but before we kickstart any new romances, sort out the stuff that you have ongoing already, and then allow other stuff, like, you know, like Danson, I believe the ship name is Danson, like, you know, Kelly and Alex, that stuff, we haven't really seen much of that as of late, so I think it'd be nice to see more of that. And obviously the elephant in the room, Supergirl. Let's sort that stuff out. This was, again, the ending to this was a great starting point to whatever kind of path of rebuilding and redemption and, you know, just rebuilding whatever path we have. This was a great starting point. So let's keep it going. Let's keep that train moving and see where it takes us. And then, you know, over time we can see. We can see how stuff actually progresses with the other people. But yeah, Mr. and Miss Martian, I'm all for it. They're adorable together. A great super couple. So yeah, that was that. Lex finally got an invite to Leviathan. He finally got an invite. So, you know, these coming episodes are going to be, I think they're going to be heavier. They're going to be bigger and heavier, and it's finally going to see the super family actually, you know, gearing up for war against Leviathan, and especially Lex. I think Lex, I feel like it goes without saying he's got tricks up his sleeve, but more than anything, I feel like he's got an agenda against Leviathan up his sleeve, and he's got some kind of plan to eliminate them once he gets in and take over their, and I don't know if they've got an army or if they've got resources, but whatever resources and weaponry and, you know, stuff that they have, I feel like he's as soon as he gets in, he's going to put his plan of elimination and acquisition into action, and it's going to be less of a fight against Leviathan and Superfam, but Superfam versus Lex with the power of Leviathan. So yeah, because his plan, with or without there being any kind of moral code to it, his plan is still to wipe out Leviathan and to remain at the top of the food chain himself. So I feel like with that, we're going to see him taking out Leviathan and him using their power to fight back against Supergirl and Dreamer and Martians and all the other people. So yeah, that's going to be a battle for the ages. But yeah, we haven't got very long left to go. I think there's 23 episodes is usually how this season runs, so we're kind of coming up, cutting closer and closer to the end. So it's going to be interesting to see how this all unfolds. But that was a great episode. I loved the ending. So let me know what you guys thought and how you think this Kara Lena stuff is going to go down. But yeah, Supergirl's returning to us, and it's going to be a joyful ride. Going to be a very joyful ride, much more joyful than what we've had so far. So I am all the more looking forward to it. But yeah, that is pretty much all I have from this episode. So that was Supergirl season 5, episode 18, titled "The Missing Link." So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, then salt and burn that like button. Comment on what you thought of the episode and what you think is coming up next in this season. And yeah, that's it. So I will see you guys next time.